Hello, namaste. Yes, people have asked about the starting practices. So I'm going to put the starting practices, the URLs to those in the description. But before we do that, I wanted to go through some things with you about this path. This is a Tantric path. The name of the path is Vajra Nirvana Marg. I put it together from the start to the end of it, okay? And it's come out of my eclectic path, okay? My guru was a tantric master, okay? Now, when I say tantra, please do not get the mistaken notion this is neo-tantra, which is about sex. This is not a path of sex. Genuine tantra, right-handed path, has nothing to do with sex. Nor does it have to do, like so many believe in India, that it's about black magic, which is Vama. That's the lowest degraded path. This has nothing to do with black magic, nor sex, or any of that. This is a very strong tantric path wherein Kundalini becomes awakened and is guided through to realization. See? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is crazy wisdom, okay, and a little bit of a few other subjects before one gets started on this type of a path, okay. So a little bit about this guru and path, as most are not familiar with what crazy wisdom is about. You know, it's not about sex nor abuse, okay. As a guru and a teacher, I am harder than most. And I don't give the ego candies that people want to hear constantly. Why is this? Because as wonderful and warm-hearted as it sounds, if it continues to keep you bound to the wheel of it has to feel good to be valid, then you haven't as yet found out that the path can be difficult. People more often than not seek out a feel-good guru, one that gives you only what you're willing to hear. I will be forthright and honest in assessment. If there's clinging to something that's unproductive, yes, this will be challenged. Love is that which seeks your total liberation, not the momentary feel-good enabling. I wish to see in you total, unchanging freedom. This can be found in this lifetime, but it takes being willing to go beyond your externalized masks to that which is before any projected image, to the light beyond lights. Okay. You may ask some of my sadhakas how difficult it is to be challenged, but what has then been gained in the long run? If you have come to the site only for information and you already have a guru, the question I ask you is, why do you not go to your guru for the information you're seeking here? If they don't have the wisdom you seek, then perhaps they're not qualified to aid you any further. And it may be time to connect with a guru that does know the way through this part of the journey. You respect the guru you are with now and the ones that have served you in the past for furthering your journey to home. Okay? Most do not understand the wisdom and guidance in the way of Kali. Kali cuts to the quick and gets to the heart of the matter most rapidly. She's either seen as the all-loving mother that cares for her children 100% through tough love, or she is blamed when one does not understand the clearing the way or in-your-face immediate karma. And that's her way of showing that something is not working and needs to be changed. One may either surrender within the universal flow and harmony, or may remain kicking against the goads when ego wants it to rule its way. My energy as a guru is that of Kali. It is all based upon love, the love that aids one in clearing the way of all the dross. But this clearing may seem like entering into the fires when the crud of repressed garbage begins to emerge to be released. I assure you, though, that no matter what difficulty comes, one can go beyond it, and once in realization the drama is at an end, never to return as a driving force. Okay. Here are a couple poems that illustrate this dynamic. They were written for one of my gurus, the one that was most instrumental in moving my journey to completion. Answer me this. What is sharper than a two-edged sword? What is mightier than the pen? If you had a true guru, you would know. Only their love and compassion make it so. Have you yet guessed? Or do you not know? The sword cuts swift and deep, and the pen is mightier than the sword. But the strongest of them all is the tongue of the guru. Was it easy? No. But now it's known that what was presented was given from the highest love. Only the guru that loves you will challenge you. The rest will give you what you want to hear and will collect the money for the show. Okay. Poem 2. Within your mind is emptiness, the stillness reigns supreme. And from your eyes the love shows forth, and compassion there is seen. Your mouth is full of truth, and wisdom there abounds. And if we looked within your heart, the self of God is found. You walk in bliss, and share with us your radiance of form. Your gift to us can never be repaid. For with knowledge, peace, and bliss, we are reborn. Poem 3. I humbly bow and kiss the lotus feet of my guru, for he has taken me from darkness to light. He has shattered the world and given me eternity. He has cast sin, body, and mind into the darkness, and only sinless truth eternal remains. I search my remembrance for your face and form, and Guruji, they elude me. Like mists on the Ganges, you have come and gone, and yet you have so permeated my being that I feel you ever near. Strange it is that the face of my beloved has vanished, and I remember it not. But your love and compassion enfold me, and I feel myself resting in the arms of my beloved. My heart rests close to your heart, and I am content in peace and bliss. Okay. When challenged, one feels indignant, angry, the rush of who does he or she think they are to speak to me this way. Then one settles and goes within and surrenders. The knife of awareness begins to chop away at the dross, and what is left is pure gold. Only later down the way it's understood that what is given from the deepest compassion and true love, the love that seeks your freedom, rather than your well wishes and enamored joy holding on to a charismatic persona. Okay. Now this is about the dangerous friend. Is it an affront or abuse? Okay. Because again, this is a very strong path. You will get confronted in this. Okay. This is not a feel-good path. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. No one should suffer abuse. But let's look deeper at what abuse is and is not to categorize what's taking place here. Is it really abuse, or is it something else? What's actually taking place? Is this teacher really abusive or directly willing to confront ego spins in order to shine a light on what would benefit to be seen? While this path isn't lovey-dovey sweet, neither is it abusive. Let's look deeper, okay? The cutting of ego isn't pleasant nor fun. It can be a painful process, but one that gains great benefits in the end if one can delve into what is beyond an immediate knee-jerk reaction of fight or flight response. What is it that's really bothering you? If it's really abuse, then run. Don't walk to the door. Okay, what is abuse? Okay, it's something that's for a bad purpose, misuse. Okay, so what is the bad purpose here? Helping one to break through their drama. Is that a bad purpose? Okay. The second thing of abuse is make excessive and habitual use of alcohol or drugs. Okay, that bears no weight here. Nobody uses drugs here. Abuse, another one is treat a person or an animal with cruelty, violence, especially regularly, repeatedly. Okay, I said there's never been cruelty or violence used here in any way, shape, or form. Okay, assault. Okay, well, you can rule this out as well. Okay. Speak in an insulting and offensive way to or about someone. Okay. I said no one has ever been spoken to in any way offensive or insulting in an insulting manner. Okay. So let's look at the difference between suffering and affront versus genuine abuse. What egos suffer here is an affront to their egos. There has never been any abuse of anyone who stepped through the portals here. Read affront and ego. What you find is an ego is challenged and it's going to suffer an affront. But to say it's abuse is really over the top, stating what's taking place. If you want to layer it over and say it's abuse, then one is really expecting ego games and dramas to be respected and played to rather than being cut through. So let's look deeply at the difference of abuse versus an affront to one's ego. An affront, what does it mean? Okay. It's a noun, an action, a remark that causes outrage or offense. Okay. Yep, this sums it up. Ego hears something it doesn't want to hear and is up in arms about it. Okay. It means also offend the modesty or values. Okay. Yeah, again, this holds true. Your games of ego wants and doesn't want isn't being played to, so it's up in arms, suffering an affront. But an affront is by no means abuse. Okay. Ego is a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. There you have it in spade. Your self-importance has suffered an affront. Huge difference between that and actual abuse. And if you want to claim abuse, then you're off on a rant and will build nothing that can be cut through. Okay. I said, if you are being beaten or having mind games being played with you, if you're being raped, then claim abuse. But hearing something you don't like is simply hearing what's an affront to your holdings and your self-collected image. To claim abuse is absurd. I'm sorry that people's egos are suffering because they don't get their way at every turn. Again, nothing gets cut through if it doesn't get confronted. If people have to construct and hold on to a nice, comfy ego image and can't hear something that's going to challenge, then they're in the wrong place. To confuse an affront and claim it is abuse is really projecting from a place of poor wounded me syndrome. Again, if you can't see the difference between genuine abuse versus having an ego affront, then one is a fool to remain here. If one is being abused and they don't run for the door, then they're a fool. So if you really feel abuse is taking place here, don't run, don't walk, but run to the door, okay? So, again, I get people that come to this path and they want to start screaming, abuse, I've been abused, because they hear something they don't like to hear, okay? Well, that's, you know, that's the path here is about cutting through. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so again, this is the path of Vajra Nirvana Marg. I'm going to put the also, if you are thinking about walking this path, you should go to the www.guruswamiji.com, and read through the whole of the site. You'll have the home page, under the ashram. If you click on home, it will talk about this path. Ashram resources. If you click about this path, it's got about Vajra Nirvana Marg, working with a Vajra master, dangerous friend, the commentary, dangerous friend, an affront or abuse, crazy wisdom, and beyond oneness. Then it's got a link to the starting practices, which I will list at the bottom of this video. Okay. Membership. It talks about joining the, asking the sadhakas first, and then the orientation to light. It's got a thing you can click on satsangs. These are old not video, but audio files of satsangs that were given quite so many years ago. It's got a few writings. If you click on that, there's a writing up there that was done on Easter. Okay, you've got a bunch of things in the archives, writings, I guess, that you can click on. Yeah, if you go on the archives, on the right-hand side, you will see a number of things you can click on, writings that you can read. It's got, if you click on books, it will come up with the recommended readings. Okay, here's a list of books recommended for those on this path. Of course, my book, Kundalini from Hell to Heaven, which tells you how to deal with the Kundalini awakening, things that will benefit it, things that won't, okay? It's not going to be talking about chakras and colors and this and that drama. This is actual talking about, instead of the chakras, that these are 7 layers of consciousness that one has to go through. This is the nuts and bolts of Kundalini, okay, versus, again, all this drama that usually gets sold. Second one is Truth Unbound. That's a small book that I've put out. Okay, any of the books by Ramana Maharishi. The Dangerous Friend, that's the is about the teacher-student relationship in Vajrayana Buddhism. It's a very good one to understand crazy wisdom paths, tantric paths, okay? Again, good one for people to understand what it's like to have this type of relationship, okay? Living Wabi Sabi, The True Beauty of Your Life by Tara Gold. Wherever you go, there you are by John Kabat-Zinn. This is a great one to begin with. It starts to teach you how to step into the moment, okay? Love Without End by Glenda Green. The Tibetan Book of the Dead. Now, if you understand the Tibetan Book of the Dead, again, this is what you pass through on the journey here while you're still alive if you have a Kundalini awakening versus what you pass through at your death. Okay, Chandipat. Excellent book. It talks about how Kali, the things that one has to break through. It talks about what's useful on a path and what's not, okay? Chandipat. Crest Jewel of Discrimination by Shankaracharya. Song of the Mind by Shen Yang. Silence of the Heart by Robert Idams. Vivek Chudamani. And the Ashtavakra Gita, again, those are the Ashtavakra Gita, the Crest Jewel of Discrimination. Usually I have those read more towards the end of the path, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and close this out now and say welcome. And please, those that are coming here on my channel and keep asking me about other gurus, that is very, very disrespectful. You know, I make myself available to people if they want to know about they have a question, and then I'll make a video and address it. Okay? But to continue to come here and want me to comment on somewhere else where you feel like you might want to go, that's so disrespectful. Okay? I'm not an information center for people. Okay? And again, if you're being fed here, think about giving a donation here. Okay? I give everything out for free. Everything's been given. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't honor what's being given. If you not willing to give back in some manner, then you're a thief. Okay? That's really what it comes down to. Okay? There is no charge. I don't make a set fee. I want everybody to be able to have it. Okay? Everybody should be able to have the path to self-realization. But you shouldn't be a thief. You should honor where you're being fed. Okay? Have some respect for it. There should be some exchange in place. Okay? Or else the well runs dry. You can't just keep taking from a well and not putting back in some way, shape, or form. Then the well runs dry. Okay? So I don't think anybody else out there wants to continue to work for nothing. Okay? You go and do your job every day, and how about if the end of the month your employer goes, thanks, that was great, bye. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm not out here to take everybody's last penny. I'm not, that's not what it's about. But again, you should respect what's being given in some way, shape, or form. Give back in some way, shape, or form. Even if it's only a couple dollars, whatever, there should be some exchange in place, energy exchange in place. That's only right. Okay? So I'm going to go close this out. I hope that everyone is continuing their journey to realization and moksha. Have a great day. Namaste. Bye.